And we're ready to go, Alexis.
All right, welcome everyone tonight. This is our HEAT team leadership call. It's always going to be the third Tuesday of every month. And this is a little bit of a higher level training, so geared towards sales coordinators and above, though we of course welcome everybody. And it's a great chance to kind of stretch your learning a little bit and just be able to learn at a little bit of a higher level. So we're excited to welcome you guys this evening. I am absolutely honored to do the introduction for our speaker tonight. Stephanie Means is a QSSC. She lives in Victoria, Texas, and she works in administration at an elementary school. And Stephanie has 3 children. 2 of them are grown, but she does still have 1 at home. And she is absolutely a rock star. I can tell you that because she is part of my organization. And since the moment she started her business, the moment she said yes, she has been one of the strongest leaders in our organization. And so it was no doubt for me when we were talking about different topics for her to speak on customer care. And so from a leadership standpoint, one of the things I will tell you is by watching reports and watching the numbers and things come in, there are things that are very evident to your upline. And when you see things like leads come in and then they convert to higher level orders, or just different things that come in, just really good retention, you notice that. And that's something that I have particularly noticed with Stephanie, not only within her own customers, but what she is teaching to her team. And so you guys are in for an absolute treat tonight to hear her share a little bit of how she does her customer care and how she has done such a great job converting the leads that she gets from the company into long-term customers. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Stephanie, and she's going to share a little bit more about her story and about customer care.
Hi. All right, let me share my screen.
I would share your story first, Stephanie.
Hey,
I'm sorry. What would you say?
If you want, you can share your story first before you share your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm Stephanie, like Alexis introduced. My family and I started Juice Plus about 2 years ago. I was introduced to the product at an event at my school. I thought I was going to a salad in a jar where I could just get lunches for the week. And I was pretty amazed that there was Juice Plus, and it was just fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I've always known the value of nutrition, and so getting in more fruits and vegetables in the simplicity of a capsule just made sense. And so I had to have it, plus getting a free child order. I was all for it. So right away, we noticed our daughter, who had suffered from severe allergies, were no longer needing her medications. I also noticed a significant change in my mother, who has suffered from chronic ailments and chronic pain, that she was having a reduction in her medications. And so every time that I added any product to my order, I was asked to join the business, and every time I said no. I'm not a salesperson. I don't know how to sell. I don't want to be that person. So I said no several times. But when it was time for all of my orders to reship, I was again asked to join the business. And because the significant difference that I've seen in my family's health, I had to say yes. It was something that I knew that I needed to share with everyone, basically. And so it made it easy. I was promoted to sales coordinator within 45 days. I just shared with passion. I shared again with just on social media, and then just with everyone that I basically came in contact with. I just shared the research and my stories, and then I offered the business to my customers. I stayed consistent throughout the year, and this past fall I made the jump into QSSC. It's pretty exciting about that. So tonight I'm going to share a little bit about my my process with customer care and how I handle leads from Juice Plus. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so I'm just going to go over some basic customer care. There's two parts. I may have skipped a screen. Sorry, but it's two parts. First, just basic customer care, and then the second part is how we handle leads from the company. So basic customer care, what seems like the easiest thing is almost always the hardest thing. So a phone call doesn't sound hard, but when it comes time to picking up the phone and actually calling, for me, it was always just, oh, I don't know what they're going to say on the other end. But phone calls are so important. So when I get a new customer, I like to track their shipment to see when their shipment is going to arrive. And I like to call them the day before and just to let them know, give them a heads up. Hey, your order's coming in. Let me know when you receive it. If there's any damage to your box, or if you maybe didn't get what you ordered, maybe you are missing a product, or maybe you got something that you totally didn't order. So I just like to let them know, let me know if there's any issues. Then I like to call them again within 2 weeks just to check on them to make sure that they are taking the product correctly, that they understand, how many capsules to take, how many gummies to take, if they've ordered the shakes. What all they can do with the protein powder. It's not just shakes and smoothies, they can cook with it. And then just the bars, So I just like to check on them in 2 weeks. If they have any questions, I can answer them then. And then I'll call them again within about 2 or 3 months. So if they did have any issues from the 2-week checkup, then I like to call back and, see if things have resolved. Sometimes they say oh, I really don't care for the capsules, or, they're hard to swallow, or I don't really like the gummies. There's just so many. Can I exchange them? And so I, ask if there's any unopened packages, and we can definitely get that exchanged. I also like to ask them, would you like to finish the product you have, or do you want to just start on your next order? And so, depending on what they say, then of course I get them taken care of. But, I always like to ask them how things are going, if they've noticed it, a difference in their health, or if they've noticed, just a difference in general with them, or, their child, if their child is taking the product as well. So, again, it's just basic customer care. Phone calls are just very important just to get connected with your customer. I got a lot of my customer care information from the Freedom Revolution page. There is a tab, a training tab, and you can go on there, and there is a how-to customer care tab. And it is they give you verbiage. There's worksheets that you can print out and fill out. It's very duplicatable. That is what I've done. I've got a lot of my information off of there, just like what I should do, what is expected of me as a distributor to take care of my customers. And it's just super easy, and it's things that my team has been able to do as well. And you just want to, just assure your customers that you are there for them, and so you're going to take care of them. So continued customer care on things that I personally do with my customers. Excuse me, I like receiving handwritten notes, so I like to send them out. I do handwritten notes for holidays, for birthdays, and sometimes just because, and it's not anything lengthy. I even have ordered these postcards, if you can see these, just from like the Juice Plus company. And so it's not anything big, just handwritten note. Hey, how are you? Hope things are well. If you need anything, call me. I like to send handwritten notes. So like I said, there's nothing wrong with sending a text or an email, because I actually do send emails as well. But handwritten notes are just, I think, nice to receive. It just lets them know that you took time out of your day and you thought about them. I also send my customers samples, so like bars or shakes. Even if they already have bars and shakes, I still like to send them out anyway, because then they can share them, with their friends or family, and then, they can you bring customers on for you. But I just like to take care of my customers all the same. Um, so we do have like just Juice Plus customers or Tower Garden customers. I even send, samples and stuff out to my Tower Garden customers, or I send like Tower Garden stuff to my Juice Plus customers. Either way. Um, when we were having events before COVID came, I would invite everyone that I knew would be interested in coming to like a salad in a jar, or even a Buddha bowl, or like the shred 10 meals we did one time. I don't necessarily try to push Juice Plus. I always just tell them, just come, bring an item or two, and go home with lunches. I'm not going to shove Juice Plus down your throat. I want you to be healthy. And so I know that eating, getting more fruits and vegetables in your body with these salads will make you healthier. And, they keep coming to these events, and eventually they will become a customer. And so, it's kind of a way of showing them that you're not just a Juice Plus lady, like I'm not just going to shove Juice Plus down your throat. I want you to also eat more fruits and vegetables in, the real. So just inviting people to events. Three-way calls for customer care. This one, so when I took the Brave Leaders training, I was scared to death of three-way calls. I think that was the first thing I called Alexis, and I was like, I can't. It's like, why not? I'm like, oh, I just can't, I don't know. I was so nervous. And then the first time I did it, I had to laugh, because I was like, what was I so nervous about? That was actually really good. You did all the talking. I just kind of sat there. So three-way calls are so important. I will say that we did a three-way call one time to one of my customers just to check up on her. Her order was on delay, and it was during COVID time, and she actually owns a salon, and she had to shut her salon down. And I was just concerned about her. I wanted to check in on her, so I asked Alexis if she would do a three-way call with me. And we did, and we called and we checked on her, and Alexis shared her story, her business story, just letting her know that, Juice Plus did have a business side, and if it was something that she was interested in, just to supplement her income for the time being. And she thanked us. We hung up, and within that week, she called me, because I had asked her before when she was just a customer, and she had turned me down. And so, but within that week, she called me and said that this was something that she definitely felt she needed to do. And I will tell you that she is my rock star on my team. She is amazing, and she has just blown just blown through all promotions, and she is just doing amazing. And her team is growing so big as well. So three-way calls are just more than just trying to get someone onto as your business. Just calling and checking on your customer just means so much. And that is the one thing that she said. She was like, y'all care. I'm a crybaby. Y'all cared enough to just call and check on me during a time that was hard for her, because she really didn't know how she was going to do it just on the one income of her husband, when they relied a lot on her income as well. So just picking up the phone and just checking on them, and not necessarily pushing Juice Plus or the business on them, just offering, or just, is there anything that you need? Is there anything I can help you with? So three-way calls, or just picking up the phone in general to your customers, is just really important. So I said earlier, I do send out emails. I do send out a wellness Wednesday email. It is a basic email. It's not anything elaborate or, a lengthy email. It is sometimes just copy and paste from something that was posted on our community page. Sometimes it's copy and pasted from my actual my website. Like, I'll just copy a link that I would like for my customers to read, because sometimes customers, even though they have my link, don't necessarily go on my page just to read blogs. And so I'll just copy and paste it into my Wednesday email. I'll just share about Juice Plus. I'll share about Tower Gardens, and it goes out to all my customers who have ever been my customers. So I have people on my email list that are no longer customers. that were leads that became customers, customers who have quit and then came back, and are customers who have added on because of my emails. Um, Again, and I offer the business to all of my customers. I just let them know that it is a way to earn cash back on their orders and on any orders that they may add. So that is just something that I always make sure that I do offer my customers and even my leads. You just never know. So getting into corporate leads, the company offers leads to performance, where's my I'm sorry, performance bonus qualified sales coordinators. That is who are eligible for leads. So there are two types of leads that the company gives you. One is a contact us lead, and that is where a customer goes onto the Juice Plus website and just asks for someone to give them a call. So they haven't placed an order yet. The second type of lead is someone who has logged into the Juice Plus website and placed an order. And so that order is now distributed out to performance bonus qualified sales coordinators. So this is the first type of lead. This is an email that you will receive. And so when you receive this email, you down at the bottom, it's blacked out, but you'll get the customer name if they fill in their address, their phone number, and then their email. I want to say how very important it is to call them right away. I have made the mistake of waiting a day or two to, finally call this lead that I got. And when I did call, they didn't answer. I left several messages. I emailed, I text messaged, and they emailed me back and said that they were no longer interested. I felt horrible because if I had not waited, it was all the what ifs. What if I had just called sooner? Or what if, they were looking to buy? What if they went to a different website? Or what if someone else contacted them before I did? So it's just so important as soon as you get this lead, this contact us lead, just pick up the phone and call them. And the second kind of lead you receive is a customer who has gone on to juiceplus.com and actually have placed an order. So we have Darren. Darren has placed an order for the Trio capsule blend. So I'll receive this email and it tells me his information and what he's ordered. So I'll pick up the phone and, hey, Darren, this is Stephanie. I received your email from Juice Plus, and I see that you ordered the Juice Plus capsule, fruit and vegetable with the berry blend. Your order is actually eligible for a free child health study. And, usually they're like, oh, I didn't know that. Well, what is that exactly? And so you just go on to explain to them that with their order, they receive a free health study, ages 4 through 18, or if they have college age, sometimes they're like, oh, I'm not interested. And then that's fine too, but at least you let them know maybe they have someone that they can recommend that to. You just never know, like when you offer something, who or what they can share with. So that's another reason why as soon as I get this, even though they've already placed an order, I still call, introduce myself, let them know, I am their Juice Plus representative. If there's anything that they need, they can call me, email me. And then I also, if they have time, I just let them know, like if he hadn't ordered the 3 blend, I would have said, were you aware that we also have berries or the omegas, or how did you hear about us? It's always interesting to hear why or how these people have come to know Juice Plus. Like, were you just browsing the internet? Did you hear it from a doctor? Did you hear it from a friend? So, it's just a great way to get in contact and get to know your customer better. And so just developing relationships with your leads. Again, just the urgency to pick up the phone and call them. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. Just pick up the phone. They want someone to contact them, with the leads. So do it. Just get pick up the phone and call them. Also, just again, picking up the phone and calling them first. If there's no response, then you can send them an email or a text. It's just so important to just develop that relationship, because you can adjust their order as needed, introduce the healthy starts for family. I still call it the child health study, family health start. And so I feel like I rushed, and I'm so sorry. So here we are already wrapping up. So I just want y'all to just know that, sorry, um, customer care. It is, so important. Just making those phone calls, regular check-ins, and whatever that may be for you. If it's not a handwritten note, it can be an email, it can be a text, a little postcard, even if you just print something out and mail it, whatever your customer care is, just make sure that you're consistent and that you are taking care of your customers. Also, corporate leads. We do not want to let the leads slip away, because I have leads on my team that I started receiving when I first promoted to sales coordinator, who are still with me and who have become my biggest customers, who have, the biggest orders, and they just started out with like a fruit and vegetable blend, and now they're, family health study that have added omegas and the berries and the shakes and the bars. And so it's just so important to, just because they're a lead that the company gave you, don't treat them that way. They should be extra special because they were given to you. You didn't even have to work for them. So just, just make sure that you contact those leads as soon as possible, and just create conversations, just to educate them, all of your customers, and give them the opportunity to adjust their orders in whatever way that may be, adding, taking away, fixing their gummies to capsules, or from capsules to gummies, or whatever it is. So good. So I hope I was some sort of help to y'all, and I want to just say thank you for letting me speak to y'all about customer care and a little bit of what I do. If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them.
There was a question, Stephanie, that came through
Okay.
on chat. Someone asked if you ask them before you add them to your email list, or do you go ahead and just add them to your list when they become your customer?
And
I
Stephanie, can we do a quick stop share?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Great. No apology. It's great. Perfect. Thank you.
Welcome. I do not ask them if they want to be part of my email list. I just copy and paste their email and stick it into my email list. I do, like, when I do talk to them, I do let them know that they will be receiving emails. And I've only had, and I say to, every now and then I'll send you a text or a phone call, and I have had just one customer say she does not text, so always send her an email. So if they have like a specific way they want me to contact them, they'll let me know.
Does anybody else have questions? No questions. Do you use the virtual office to get the email list, or?
Yes, ma'am. So, when you get an order in and off to the side, I just copy and paste and stick it over into my contacts on my email.
I'll also add that she does blind copy the list. So even though it goes out to all of her customers, they do not see who's on that list. So that would be important if you do want to send emails, just for privacy reasons, to make sure. And if people respond, Stephanie does a really good job with that each week.
I do. And there's only been one time that I sent it without blind copy, and I right away sent an email right after that apologizing. And the majority of them said it was no big deal. We're all human, but I still felt horrible. I was like, oh my gosh.
There's another question, Stephanie. So can you share a little bit about if they've already placed their order, and they do want to add a healthy starts for families, like they have a free child, how do you handle that situation when it's like a lead that comes through? What is your strategy and your system for getting that updated?
So whenever I call, talk with the lead and they are interested in adding the child health study, I let them know that I'll have to cancel their order, and I'll get the child information. And if it is during the business day, the day of, then I call it in that day and I just cancel their order. And then I ask them, do you want to place the same order? Or would you like to add berries or omegas? And, depending on if they say yes, then I'll just call it back in and I'll replace the order, the fruits and the veggies or whatever it is that they wanted with the child health study. So the only thing I let them know is that we don't keep credit card information. And so all I need is the credit card that they're charging it to, because then I already have all the other information. I just make sure I write down like their name and their address and stuff. So, but that's normally how I do it. If it is already after business, then I just call very first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning when the company opens.
So y'all can understand as the upline how I was seeing all these orders come through, and then was seeing them come through the next day as higher level, like larger orders with health studies and things like that. It was definitely eye-catching. And so I started asking Stephanie about what she was doing. Marlon, I don't understand your question. For your older customers, do you offer to help them by clean it bi-yearly? Do you mean like, she still stays in touch with them like on a regular basis. But maybe if you have a chance, you can unmute and kind of clarify what you meant there.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Okay, so my customer care kind of goes a little bit deeper. And so I'm wondering if I am doing too much. I have probably 5 customers who have tower gardens, and they are probably 60 years old and above. So I find myself going to their home. Of course, they're with me, but I find myself really giving a thorough clean out because they have the calcium built up and the algae. And so I wanted to know, how far does your customer care go with older customers?
Wow, you're amazing. Can you come do that for me?
No.
I'm teasing you. None of my older customers have tower gardens, but I do have elderly from an elderly couple from my church who are on the quad. And I have actually, they've called me and said, hey, I ran out of fruits before I ran out of vegetables, and I know we're taking them at the same time. And I've just given them bottles of my own. I mean, that's as far as I guess any problems that I've had with any of my elderly customers. But wow, you're amazing. That's like excellent customer care.
Hey,
I feel
Marlene,
like I have to do it.
I want to say something. I'm 70 and I'm feeling like I'm trying to not get triggered by my older customers. Just saying. I like to think I'm wise. I like to think, but I also am 70 and I clean my own tower garden. So I think a 60-year-old can certainly, how many are on here that are 60 or 58 and they're cleaning their own tower gardens and they may need a little help, walking them through, doing a little video. I think it's really beautiful, and you clearly have a servant's heart. And if that fits in with your schedule, it's amazing. But being 60 doesn't mean they can't clean their tower gardens. Just my opinion. I might be wrong.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I didn't mean that a person that age can't. They are retired and they are kind of like, oh, I can't see the A and the B and I don't know what to do. And, they kind of have that helplessness. And I'm wondering if anybody else experiences that, because, I'm basically saying, okay, I'll come on this day and I'll be there for 3 hours and we just do the whole thing. They help me, I'm like, okay, there's your rock wool, you plant and I will clean, you know what I mean? And so I just want to know how far your customer service went. I like the letter part. I think that's awesome. I way prefer to do that. But
well, and I can tell you that I have offered my tower garden customers, if you do need help putting your tower together, I will be more than happy to come and help you. I haven't actually had one say, hey, can you come over here and help me clean this? But I'm sure if they asked me to, I would definitely probably just do it one time, and just so they could get the hang of it. And then after like 2 or 3 times, I'll be like, okay, I think you got it. I think you got it.
One thing I might add is there are some people, and I'm not saying this is the situation, Marlene, but I do have some distributors who offer a service of $25 a week to come and help people with their tower gardens. And they get that $25 a week. So just knowing that there's some people that do that. And I just think you're absolutely stunningly amazing, and what a servant's heart you have. You're just beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I will say that one of my customers actually slipped me a check in my purse while I was cleaning it. So that was really a surprise, and she refused to take it back. And then for Christmas, I get gifts and stuff like that. So, you know, it's a tug, but it's just like, dang, you know, who else needs to have their tower garden clean this week? You know, it's a little bit much, but okay. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Okay. Do we have time for that last question, Nikki? There's one in the chat, or do we want to
Sure.
close it out?
Go for it.
Okay, last one, Stephanie. So Denise asks, what's your weekly or monthly like organizational plan for customer service? Do you do each customer care item at a certain time, or do you have like a specific like process?
Not I so I am not a planner. So I honestly like the most planned is my weekly Wednesday email. But as far as like handwritten notes on these little postcards, it's just like, oh, you know what? I think my customer needs a hey, I'm thinking about you, you know, and I don't let it go more than 3 or 4 months. Like I don't wait a whole year or something to send out something. Like I said, I send them during the holidays, on their birthdays. But as far as like when I do send out samples and shakes, that's not like weekly or month because it's expensive. But it's just whenever I feel that hey, I think my customers deserve a protein pack or something. So, but my weekly emails are the most planned that I do. I hope that answers your question.
That was wonderful. Thank you guys all.
You all, Lee, I want to just say something quick before
go
we
ahead,
close up,
Nikki.
Alexis. Just want to make sure the next all heat team call is the first Tuesday of May, May 4th, and it's with Stephanie Fletcher. And I don't know if you know her or not. She was featured on one of the Instagram 2-minute ones. She's amazing. She has an amazing survival cancer story. Her business is exploding. And I think she's going to have a lot to share about how she's building and what she's doing with her team. So I'm going to really encourage everybody, May 4th, put that one in your calendar for all heat next team call. That's it. I'm done.
Perfect. That's what I was going to share, but I didn't know Stephanie was the speaker. That's okay. I didn't know Stephanie was the speaker. So you had more information than me. I just had the date and the time. So that's all we have for you guys tonight. Thanks, Stephanie, for being our speaker. And thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.
Amazing job, Stephanie.
Good job,
Everybody,
Stephanie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Let her
Thank
give her a
you.
few. Have a few round. Stephanie, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thanks a lot.
You're awesome. Thank you.
Woo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Did an awesome job.